Hello, my name is Jamie Black. Um, I decided to make a YouTube video, more or less to explain, some of the atrocities that are taking place in Canada under a branch of the Canadian government. I guess I'll start with you know, first of all, some of the things I'm going to be saying to you are going to make you possibly question my sanity. Um, Believe me, I'm a very sane person. I'm very credible, and I'm a logical person. I just want to reassure you of that. To let you know that these things that I'm going to talk about are really taking place. There's something called nowadays, or at least in the 80s, it was called voice to skull technology. And what voice to skull technology is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's talking to someone's mind. Um, I know there's a lot of people that hear voices. They suffer from mental illnesses, but in cases nowadays, the Canadian government is using this technology, which was called voice to skull technology, but is now a lot more updated and efficient. I'm one of those people. I've been targeted by the Canadian government, or I believe a specific branch in the Canadian government, who I'm not going to mention right now, but more or less. There's people who hear voices in their mind, right? And that's one thing, but like I hear somebody speaking to me, and the best way I can explain it is through a microphone, and I hear it in my head. And it's what it is it's technology, and it's a human being speaking to me. So, more or less, the most shocking news I think that everyone needs to know about is that the government, um, first I'll say, the Canadian, Canada is like a test ground for Americans. This is where they experiment on things up here in Canada before they'll actually, like you can go to, smoking pot to healthcare to like what I'm talking about is, more or less I'm, an experiment, that the Canadian government has taken on. What I was going to say was that, the most shocking thing is that the government is capable of hearing your thoughts. And let me explain this in a way that's more scientific. Somebody, let's say they're in China, and like I'm in Canada, and I say to that person, and everything's quiet, and I say to that person, um, can you hear this pin drop? So I drop a pin on the floor. The person on the phone in China hears the pin drop. They say, "Yeah, I heard that." I mean, that's pretty incredible. So what I'm getting at is, there's something called, it's all energy has sound. No matter what the energy is, no matter if it's, say, a leaf blowing in the wind, right? Um, that leaf is making noise, even though you can't hear it. So thoughts are energy. The scientific fact is all energy produces sound. That's a fact. That's scientific, and thoughts produce energy. Therefore, thoughts produce sound. Therefore, there is technology out there, uh, so that the government can read your mind. And I'm here, as a witness, from firsthand experience, letting you know that, I'm a person who the government has, invaded, my body, my temple, and has given me proof that it can hear what I'm thinking, and also respond audibly to my thoughts. And I think, it's creepy, it's scary as how, like, this is what I live with, and what the government has done is they forced me into isolation. There's something else called community-based harassment, which is something that was instigated by some psychotic, you know, uh, white man, in the past. It was initiated by the Ku Klux Klan, is what I'm trying to say. And the Ku Klux Klan would use community-based harassment to, um, if say they were living in a culturally homogenous neighborhood, and they didn't want black people living in the neighborhood, they would impose on them this thing called community-based harassment, which was whenever these poor souls would leave their house, they would be harassed, and subtly harassed, until they, got the idea, and either, stood their ground, or, left. So, on top of the government, and people can say that's impossible. There's no way the government can read your mind. Well, I explained it to you. It's a fact that it is a possibility, and because all energy has sound, your mind produces energy, so your mind produces sound, so it's a possibility. But I'm here to confirm it to you that yes, the government can read my mind and is speaking to me audibly as well. It's not I'm crazy and I'm hearing voices. I'm not in an alley with a bunch of cats drinking turpentine. I'm a logical human being who's being it's torture is what it is. I'm being tortured. Other facts about this, and why I believe it's the government, is because I can't get any medical help. Like, I've been suffering pain on a daily basis for many years, at least 3 years, and the pain is progressively getting worse. I've been to the emergency room at least 20 times, and they take blood tests and they send me home. What I have is, like, I can't feel, a lot of the time I can't feel the left side of my body. The hearing in my left ear is distorted. My eyes are very sore, and a lot of the time I see double vision, and it gets so intense. Like, I couldn't do this video at times because I'm in so much pain. And I've went over and over again to the hospital, and they refuse to help me. Which, to me, it seems like they've said, like, don't admit this guy to the hospital, because for whatever reason, I just believe the government won't. Especially, you think about it, Canadian, the free healthcare, right? The government has control. If they don't want to help somebody, they won't help them. So, more or less. Also, if you look at the indents in my eyes, like right here, you can notice like an indent there. There's one on this side as well. That is a physical sign or symptom that somebody has been, you know, a victim of government experimentation or you know, mind control or you know. So I'm just you know, the other thing is with the community-based harassment, what it is the government has had neighbors move in into my neighborhood and you know, slander me and make up rumors about me. There's police officers that live in my neighborhood. They're taking part in it. Like I'm harassed wherever I go. You know, whenever I step outside of my house, you know, whether it's in my backyard, I'm under surveillance by neighbors. Like there's cameras on me, and they know things I'm doing outside of my house. They know things that I'm doing inside of my house. And you know, it's torture is what it is. You know, and more or less what they've done is, you know, if I do go out and I make a friend, somebody will be on it like, you know, a fly on crap, and you know, they will tell the person, you know, a rumor or slander me, so that person doesn't want to be my friend. So the government has, the Canadian government has isolated me. They're using, you know, torturous methods, you know, on me. With the audible, the voice to skull electronics that they use, are, you know, is they can really torment you. Like for instance, it'll go Jamie, 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 Jamie for hours, right, until you're like about to just explode, right? So and that's some of the things that that I experience on a daily basis. And like I said, it's, you know, there's voices in your head. This voice that talks to me is like a voice through a microphone. It's I can totally tell it's a human being who's talking to me. I can hear, you know, human emotions in the tone of voice. You know, I don't know how I can explain it any better, but you know, it's scary that the government has the capabilities of reading our minds and also speaking to us audibly in our minds. I don't know how far-fetched that seems to you, but you know, believe me, I'm experiencing it firsthand. I know it's happening, and you know, something needs to be done about it. You know, I just, you know, the hard part is, you know, a lot of the time, the loneliness, you know, you know, like I said, they isolate you because they don't want you to talk about this. And who knows what'll happen, you know, with this video. They might just leave it up there. I mean, what they do is they make it look like, you know, this guy's, you know, mentally ill. This guy's, you know, he makes no sense, you know. So, you know, but really, I mean, I make a lot of sense. Everything I'm saying is, you know, a fact. I'm right about everything I'm talking about. I know it, you know, and I'm just, you know, I'm putting it out there so other people know that, you know, the government doesn't let you know all that they're capable of, right? Like, why would they? I mean, it would freak the living shit out of society if they knew what the government is capable of, which is, you know, they can read your mind. I mean, even if you look at the stuff that they do let us, or they do make us aware of, is pretty creepy. The stuff that they don't let us know, I'm letting you know about, and that's that the government can you know, audibly hear your thoughts and also speak to you. Like I said, I mean, you can Google voice to skull technology. I think it was initiated in Russia. But it's gone all over the place. And of course, if Russia can do it, then you better believe the United States can do it. And if the United States can do it, they're using it on people in Canada. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm explaining this. The community-based harassment again. Is people, when I go out, I go to Walmart, or I go to McDonald's, or I go to Burger King, or I go to the park. I have people following me around, stalking me every day, and it's been going on for at least 3 years. So, I mean, hence the name Targeted One. I'm one that at least, I'm still strong enough to, talk about this. Most people, if they'd been through what I've been through, they would have either like killed themselves, having the knowledge that I know, that, people are listening to what I think. My neighbors can see, have me under surveillance, and harassing me every time I step outside of my house. People are following me around to stores. I mean, you try living with that, and it's unbearable. In the Bible, God says, I won't put you through anything that you can't bear." I don't know, this what I've experienced pretty much draws the line. It's like, it's right up to the wire, man, because I got people following me around, stalking me, people monitoring my thoughts, people speaking to me on my thoughts, with technology. And anyways, I just, the way I deal with it is, I try to think positive. Hopefully, one day they'll stop. I think that, God's involved, that he's strengthening me, that, I just try to, remain positive. I, keep my mind, and it's hard, because, there's not a day that goes by when I don't think, well, I could end this right now, and, but kind of, I feel like that's what this branch of the Canadian government is, fully aware of, that, like people like me, they either, they commit suicide, so they're, that won't bother them at all. And I think what I'm doing now would, get under their skin a little bit more than, taking a rope and snapping my neck. So, I don't know if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and post them. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere soon. I'm just, I'm a soldier. And I just want to, make, people aware of, some of the things, the atrocities, and the just the heinous evil that, people do to one another, in the name of, whether it's, knowledge. Like, I don't know what their goal is. I know that the Germans were working on mind control in like the 1940s. Now it's 2012, and I'm an example of how that mind control has progressed. Now they can hear your thoughts. Now they can speak to you audibly in your mind. And there's also things called non-lethal weapons, which I believe, are being used on me. Non-lethal weapons, like I said earlier about my eyes and the distortion in my hearing, and I've got numb. The whole left side of my body is numb and tingling, and I just more or less, I believe that's non-lethal weapons that you know the government is using on me, to make me feel pain and to make my life as full of misery as they possibly can. So yeah, like I was saying, if you have any comments or you know anything you want to say about this, feel free. I know some of you probably think I'm crazy, lunatic. Go ahead. If you're gonna hate, go ahead. You can hate. You know, but my point is just to get this across that this is something that's starting to take place, and other people, like, I'm a very strong individual, and other people who've gone through this are either dead or can't talk about it. So fortunately enough, God's put me in a position where, I'm a fighter, I'm a scrapper, I'm taking the pain every day, and I'm still, ready to talk about this despicable, treatment that I live with on a daily basis. Thanks.